Hey y'all, Anonymous Fox here, and today we're going to be reviewing this keyboard that I just recently built and all the components inside. I put this board together mainly for gaming, and even though it's meant for gaming, it's still a really good keyboard. But I gotta say, it's not a perfect 10. We're going to get into that in a minute, but first, the parts are in the description. In this particular build, I used the Canon Keys Instant 60 hot swappable PCB. What that means is my switches can be hot swapped out, and if you've seen my other videos, you know that I love hot swappable boards. Now, another thing about this board is that it has under LEDs and over LEDs, which means that LEDs will shine out of the bottom of the board and the top of the board. Speaking of the case, I went with the KP Republic XD60. The plate came with the case, and you are required to use it. It's made of aluminum and it's fine. It supports several layouts, which is great. It's a PCB mounted stabilizer only plate, and as I've said in other keyboard videos, this is also fine. I personally prefer brass plates and plate mounted stabs, but PCB mounted is usually fine. The switches we use for this particular build are the Prime Keyboard T1 switches. These are a 67-gram tactile switch that I have not lubed. Last but not least, I use the new PBT Razer keycaps with shine-through legends on them. The reason why I did that is so the line from my board would shine through and I would have a nice illumination on my keys. Overall impressions, the keyboard is good, but it's not great. I love the sound of the board, however, I'm not happy with the stabs. Even after Band-Aid and lubing them, the spacebar still has a slight rattle I can't get rid of. On the other hand, the switches are very good. I was shocked at how good these were. They remind me a lot of the Holy Pandas I got off the last drop run, which we'll be reviewing later. The keycaps are also really good for the price. Probably one of the best values for a mass-produced keycap set I've used. The case, plate, and the PCB are what's dragging my overall opinion of this board down. The case issue is mostly with the plate, and while the Canon PCB is really nice, it has a few issues that really hold it back from me recommending it wholeheartedly. Overall, the PCB is great with one major issue for me. The LEDs on top of the PCB are warm white, not white. So matching the top and bottom LEDs can be done, as the bottom are full RGB, but it has to be matched to warm white, which does not match the rest of my LED scheme with my PC case, and also mouse lights. This is unfortunate, but probably not a big deal if you don't care about top LEDs. Also, the LEDs on the top of the board are on the bottom of the socket. This means if you're using shine-through caps with the legends on the top, like most of these types of keycaps would have, you wouldn't get the shine-through effect. So for me, in this build, it's rather pointless to have any LEDs on the top based on these two facts. I was going for a fully lighted whiteboard. The rest of the PCB is fantastic and has all the options you would expect. The underside LEDs are fantastic and have a ton of lighting modes. I made up my own key map in about 4 to 5 minutes using the QMK configurator and flashing it with Toolbox. It was as simple as you would expect. At $60, this is a solid hot swap board, but for me, the search for the perfect hot swappable PCB continues. Let's move on to the case. I like the look overall. It's good quality and the glass diffuser on the bottom is really neat. It works great for the bottom LEDs on the Canon PCB. There are a few things about this case that are slightly irritating though. Let's start with the plate I mentioned earlier. It's really poor and you have to use it. Because of the way this is put together, it has 4 special tabs. 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. It's aluminum, which is fine and probably keeps the overall cost down. It also supports a bunch of different layouts, which is actually nice. There are 2 versions of the plate based on the left shift key. So, if you have to pick this case up, make sure you select your correct one for your PCB or layout that you are using. The plate only allows PCB mounted stabs, and for most of this, it's no big deal. As I mentioned before, I personally really hate PCB mounted stabs, and was hoping to just swap to a better quality brass plate. But that's not possible due to the tab mounted system. Also, the case I got did not come with the rubber feet to go over the screw holes on the bottom, which sort of blocks out the light from the diffuser and makes it not as stable during gaming sessions as I'd like. This was most likely a shipping error, but they were just not in the box, and they're important. Good case overall, but man, I really wish I at least had those rubber feet. Moving on to the switches. The Prime Keyboard T1 switch. In this build, I used the 67-gram smoky clear housing with the dark red stem. At $5.50 for a pack of 10, I was a little bit skeptical. The price on these is up there for what looks like a glorified clone of the Holy Panda. I was not expecting very much from these switches, and I have to say, I was shocked. These things are damn good. Like, really good. They feel great, they sound great, and I can type on them all day. For gaming, they work fantastic. This is quickly becoming my go-to switch. I even ordered a few more sets, and tried them out on a few other boards that I have, and it's not a fluke. They are super consistent, and I love these in every way, and I'm using them unlubed, and I have not tested any of them out with lube yet, mostly because I'm lazy, so having a switch that feels this good out of the box, and this consistent, is a huge win for me. Last but not least, these Razer keycaps. Again, I got far more than I expected here. I ordered 2 sets because I was doing a two-tone black and white thing. I was not expecting much, but was pleasantly surprised. I was looking for a passable shine-through cap that did not break the bank. The overall cost of this board was already sitting around $170 before keycaps, so I ordered these expecting them to be passable. Not only are they passable, they're fantastic. They are a PBT double shot set that has a nice feel on the fingertips. They are a standard cherry profile, which I prefer for gaming, and I love the font. These things are far, far better than I expected. For a mere $30, I am very impressed. This board is good. However, it's not going to be my daily driver. I'm going to probably give this board about a 5 or a 6 out of 10, at best. And the main reason why I say this is just because all of the parts individually are amazing. The keycaps, the switches, they're beautiful. And even the case. But them together as a package just doesn't work. Well, that's all I got for this video. I'm going to leave you guys some sound tests, and as always, make sure to like this video if you thought it was informative, and subscribe to the channel. Anonymous Fox, out. Hey y'all, Anonymous Fox here, and today we're going to be looking at my brand new keyboard that I built, and we're going to be going through all the parts over it and interviewing it. How are you, keyboard? I don't know why I'm interviewing you.